Many people commit crimes, but when it goes to the extent of calculated deception, impersonating a trusted worker, and executing their entire family inside their own home, it forces everyone to stop and ask how something so horrific could happen in the plain daylight. What began as what looked like a routine package delivery in a quiet Minnesota neighborhood quickly turned into one of the most disturbing triple homicides Anoka County has ever seen, leaving 3 people dead, 2 young children traumatized, in a case that shocked the entire state. On a Friday afternoon in January 2024, surveillance cameras captured a blue Nissan Altima pulling up to a home in Coon Rapids, Minnesota, at approximately 12:21 p.m. 3 individuals exited the vehicle and walked toward the house. 2 of them were wearing clothing resembling UPS delivery drivers. One of them carried a cardboard box, giving the appearance of a legitimate package delivery. The disguise allowed them to gain access to the home without immediately raising an alarm. Inside were 42-year-old Shannon Jungworth, her husband Mario Estrada, and her 20-year-old son George Jungworth, and 2 children under the age of 5 years old. According to court records and surveillance footage recovered from inside the home, Alonzo Pierre Mingo, a former seasonal UPS employee, held 2 adults at gunpoint while demanding money. The situation quickly escalated into extreme violence. Video evidence later showed a woman being shot at in point-blank range. Within minutes, all 3 adult victims were killed. Despite the brutality of the attack, the 2 young children present in the home were physically unharmed. Though authorities acknowledged that they were witnesses to the aftermath of an unimaginable crime, the suspects were seen leaving the home around 12:28 p.m., just 7 minutes after entering, and drove away in the same Nissan Altima. Police initially were dispatched to the home after a 911 call captured the sound of a female voice in the background of what appeared to be a domestic disturbance. When officers arrived, they discovered the 3 victims deceased. Investigators quickly began reviewing surveillance footage from both inside the residence and from a pole camera across the street. The Nissan Altima was traced back to Mingo, who was arrested several hours later while leaving his home in the same vehicle. A search of the car revealed UPS uniform tops and the UPS vest inside a book bag, directly contradicting Mingo's earlier denial that he had never worked for the company. Further investigating confirmed Mingo had been employed by UPS as a seasonal worker until mid-January, less than a month before the murderers. His fingerprints were also found on a cardboard box that had been brought into the home as a part of the trap. Court records revealed that Mingo had a significant criminal history, including a prior federal conviction for being a felon in possession of a firearm. In that unrelated case, he was sentenced in November 2020, more than 4 years in prison, and was released under supervised conditions in February 2023, less than a year before the killings. Mingo was initially charged with multiple counts of second-degree murder and held on a $5 million bail. Prosecutors later made clear that they intended to seek a sentence beyond standard guidelines, citing the particular cruelty of the crime and the deliberate planning involved. During the investigation, authorities did not publicly confirm whether Mingo or the other suspects knew the victims personally, and the case remained under after review as additional evidence was presented in court. But in 2025, a jury found Alonzo Pierre Mingo guilty on 8 counts related to the triple homicide, including 2 counts of first-degree premeditated murder, 3 counts of aiding and abetting first-degree murder. And as of last week, court records confirmed that Mingo was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. The sentence closed the case that highlighted not only the violence itself, but the terrifying ease with the trust can be exploited when criminals disguise themselves as everyday workers, turning something as ordinary as a package delivery into a deadly trap. The murders left a permanent scar on the community and served as a grim reminder of how calculated and ruthless violent crime can be. 3 lives were lost in minutes, 2 children were left to grow up without their family, and the neighborhood was forever changed by an act of deception that ended in a reversible tragedy.